Hey guys, it is Citra here again, and I'm going to be going over 3 of the changes slash new features of 2.12. The first of which I'm going to do is look at the Faith Rune. The Faith Rune now operates slightly differently. Faith Rune, as you know, usually made up of 5 gold blocks and then 5 tier blocks arranged in a pattern like this. That has now been altered so that the top tier block can be of a differing tier or material from the other 4, used to denote height. So in this case, I'm going to go with a tier 1 block and float the island. It's now at that height, and this individual tier block is used to specify which height you want the island to be taken up to. So tier 2 is this. I have neglected to add in tier, and go. And as before, the external tier blocks, the outer tier blocks, the ones that have to be the same, they denote the radius. In this particular case, for ease of demonstration, I'm just using tier 1 in all of them, so you can get a nice seeing. Tier 3, higher still, and ignore that. This is because I foolishly left voxel sniper on. Throw that away. 2, 3, 4, and 4. As with most things faith-related, tiers 4, 5, and 6 all have the same values. They're all the strongest ones. So you can't do better than tier 4 generally. And that tallest one, I believe, should be about 200 or so. About 209, and the sky top is about 50 blocks up from that. Now, as a slight alteration is that these islands are no longer centered or positioned so that the top of the island is will all touch the same point. Instead, it is the middle of the islands that will touch the same point. So, if I were to make a tier 4 Faith Rune, tier 4x4, then it will center, in fact. I will demonstrate. Boom. So that its center level is exactly on par with this one here. And the result of this is that now you have a much more controllable experience with Faith, of varying levels, varying tiers. As usual, there is the radiuses of Faith are restricted to tier 4. If you can manage to get higher tiered runes to go, the most you'll ever get is tier 4x4. Tier 4 width, tier 4 height, that's the most. One of the new runes that has been brought in is the Faithpoint rune. It is essentially, to all purposes, like a normal waypoint, but with increased size. This is a 7x7 rune, and increased functionality. It works with the same set of signatures that the normal waypoints use, so normal teleporters can teleport to them, which I personally think is a great thing. And requires a diamond block in the middle, making this quite an expensive rune all by itself. I'm going to make the signature be 4 red wool north, 4 red wool south. The signature sections have to match up, essentially giving 4 signature blocks, even though there's 4 in each. If you do not have them matching up, the rune won't even activate deformed pattern. But if they do match up, Faithpoint accepted, a large opening has been created in the fabric of ether. This teleport is already set to that signature, so I will, oh no, I got it backwards. Red wool and cyan wool in the corners. You can teleport to a faith point just as you would use any other normal waypoint. They function the same way. The added thing, however, is how it works with the newest rune that is called the Faith Transfer Portal rune. It's just an oversized teleport rune with Faith insignia in the middle. You put in signature blocks like you would with a normal teleporter, matching the Faith point. It also takes in a gold block each time you reset the signature, but you can use it as many times as you want. Obstacles at my destination. So indeed, I will increase the size of this because just like with normal waypoints, you can increase the height. It's probably that grass. Increase the height where you start coming in by placing a solid column directly above the center. and then you get this error, this message, and a glass sphere comes down retracting, and as you do that, not the best views, the island phases into being. I'm going to set another faith point over here and show you that actually happening. Now, whilst I have Hero 5th demonstrating the 2 FTP runes here, one phasing in, one phasing out, you can see it just one layer at a time, just taking the island with it. I will talk about some of the extra things it does. It does what no other rune does, which is to also move magic. You can see that on that island there's automation, a redstone sensor, there is waypoint and a normal teleporter, then there's also phase blocks, although they are currently hidden. The thing that this rune does that no other rune does is that it will also move that information with it. Now on the plus side, it will take all the teleport locations, the waypoints, the phase blocks and automations with it. So you don't need to redo your teleporters, they'll still point to the same place, and so forth. So you can see Hero here. He uses the automation to trigger the phase blocks and the lock blocks, so the redstone sensor is still working, phasing in and out the diamond anchor, if you will. The teleporter also still works, because he can use it to teleport to the waypoint, which has moved with him. So, that being said, this is, it'll move all standard magics with it. I think recall will get left behind, so you could recall onto empty space, but most of the normal things, excepting special cases, should go with the island itself. I see everything working on both sides. It also works between dimensions, which is something particularly useful for me. We're in my fortress in the end, and he has just warped from one world to the other, all magic retained, and that by itself particularly cool. I can move Faith Fortress now if I wanted. I could take each of these Faith Islands, because it will work with previously created Faith Islands. You don't have to refaith your island. You can just plug in an FTP, set a destination and a faith point, and go. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you found that very useful. Do check around. I should be able to get the rest of the new features of 2.12 up in a video come Sunday. I do have a lot of stuff going on IRL at the moment. I hope you guys found that useful. Do like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.